This is day 3 of the consistency project, and I can't believe it. I am just here because it's the consistency project, honestly. That's why I'm here. This is actually an experiment that I'm doing. Consistency soup. You probably like, what the is that? What are you talking about now, Dr. Sean? Like, what is consistency soup? Consistency soup is something that we creating right now. That's what this whole experiment is about, is to see what it takes to really be consistent. Now, if you're a consistent person and you're a person who is disciplined and you don't procrastinate, drop the secrets in the comments, please, because wondering minds want to know. Really, consistency seems so simple. The word, it seems simple. But in actuality, it's one of the hardest skills that you'll ever attempt, is to do something consistently. Now, sometimes bad habits can be done consistently. Bad habits can be done on a regular basis, and as a dentist, I'm always going to use like flossing. People get into a bad habit of consistently not flossing, which is going to consistently harm your body in multiple ways. But when it comes to like your career, your goals for yourself, no matter what age you are, you know, when it comes to having a positive mindset and growing mentally, physically, and spiritually on a daily basis, consistency has to be the soup that you eating. Because if you eating soup full of procrastination, soup full of sadness, and days where you're waking up and you just don't give it your all, that's like some other type of soup. We want consistency soup. So that's what we are trying to build. So I'm using my experience from a lifetime of being from the hood, a lifetime of always having less, a lifetime of being underserved and always being in a position where you got to go 10 times harder than other people. 1, because of poverty. 2, because of lack of parents. 3, because of the color of my skin. And 4, because I'm a female. Now, everybody has different things that hold them back on why they can't be consistent, or excuses, I will say, because when you are a consistent person or you want to have that skill under your belt, you just show up for whatever the task that you put before you, whatever goal that you set for yourself. So if you join me on this consistency journey, you may not have started on day 1 with me, right? But you can start where you are. The moral of the story is to do it every day. Or if you say, I want to be consistent 5 times a week doing this, like working out. This is what we building. This is the skill we are building, right? So a part of that consistency soup is showing up for yourself. This is me showing up for myself. Because I know that I might have 0 people in the audience. I know that it seems delusional to get on here and just hold a conversation and just talk when you don't have a form of communication. But the thing about it is, when you want to do something consistently, part of that soup, it has to be a little delulu in that soup. It has to be a little delusionalness in that soup. Especially if you set a goal that isn't so easy. Like, if you do something easy, like, I want to be consistent with waking up in the morning. We gonna do that naturally. That's not really what we talking about. We want to set something that you've been longing and yearning to do, something that is like a desire, a goal, a dream, and do it. Do what it takes to make it happen. Like, why do we as people wait and let everything stop us from being our greatest? Let everything stop us from being that chosen one that we were designed to be since we were born. Okay? So that's what consistency soup is all about. You're going to have to pour a little bit of the Lulu season in that thing, right? What other things would you put in your consistency soup? I'm going to say you want to put a little bit of show upness in there. That's what I want in my consistency soup. A little bit of Delulu. Sprinkle a little bit of show upness. We're just making this up as we go. Because, okay, we writing this down. Get you a pen, get you a paper. What is going to be in your consistency soup? So in my consistency soup, we're going to have a little bit of delusionalness. going to call it the Lulu. We're going to have a little bit of show upness. What else are we going to have in here? Because we want to make this soup where it's simple, but the taste is just dynamic. The taste is like, ooh, I can't even put my finger on what you put in there, but I like it. I'm feeling that. I love it. Another thing that we're going to put in our consistency soup is being unapologetic. And I use that word a lot because I just love that word, unapologetic. We're going to put some unapologeticness in our soup. What else are we going to put in our soup? Some passion in our soup. Ooh, you got to have passion. You got to have some passion in your consistency soup. Period. And I'm going to put one more thing so that we don't overcomplicate this soup. So it's easy for anybody to go and remix this recipe. Make this soup your own. What are you putting in your consistency soup today? All right. The last thing I want to put in my consistency soup is, and this might not sound like it belong in the soup, but I'm going to sprinkle in some gratitude. Because when you show up for yourself, baby steps, show some gratitude. When those results start to come in slowly, don't feel defeated, because sometimes we don't appreciate the small growth. We want to see the big numbers. We want to see the big growth, but show some gratitude just for you showing up. Now, I know how to say this word, amygdala, in your brain, and it has a reward and punishment system. So the more you do things that are rewarding, your mind knows, and it releases positive hormones that make you feel better every day. When you check off something that you've done, that you set a goal for, your body learns and adapts to this, and it makes you feel better every single day. So that's what my consistency soup is. So today I challenge you guys to get a piece of paper just like I did. You can put however many numbers you want, whatever recipe you want to create today. Let's see. Whatever recipe you want to create today for your consistency soup, and write it down. This is a recipe, baby. Like what? Consistency soup. As a bonus, this is a secret ingredient to the soup now. Because this is your soup. You can have how many secret ingredients you want. There's a secret ingredient that we want to add in our soup. What you think the secret ingredient is? The secret ingredient to the consistency soup is creativity. Creativity. Because one thing about being consistent, you're going to have to some days get creative about how you show up, as long as you show up for the task. Some days you will have to fight through some lows. Some days you will be too busy. Some days you're going to have some high. You got to balance and fight through the mindset that says, you know what, I'm going to just skip this day, because that won't be consistency. And this is something that I'm really trying to test with myself, because I'm not as consistent as I would like to be. I would say I'm probably 60%, and that's pretty bad. But when you have so many things on your plate and you're being pulled in every direction, especially as a dental practice owner, I'm being pulled in every direction, from like marketing to communication to staffing to HR to billing to insurance things. We're going out of network, but insurance things and like CEs and the legal stuff. It's just so many parts that just pull you all types of places, especially as a new business entrepreneur and dental practice owner. It's so many things that can pull you in every direction. So you have to balance and be consistent with something. Everything, you can't be consistent with everything. There's not enough time in a day. And if you want to be successful, consistency is going to be a skill that is required. Now, like I said, bad habits, we don't want to be consistent with those, but the things that are great habits are often some of the hardest things to do. If it were easy, guess what? Everybody would do it if it was easy. All right? And nothing easy is worth having a lot of the times. So make sure your consistency soup is making a soup that tastes really dynamic. It has a lot of flavor. It can be easily replicated if you give this to a friend who needs some help with consistency. And make sure that you put your heart into it. You know? And it's okay to not be perfect with your consistency. That's why we are talking about this. Like I said, I'm a dentist. I have a lot going on. And you can find your way into the Excuseville. And we want to stay away from Excuseville. No excuses. So my soup, again, has, I'm going to say, 1 cup of delusionalist, 1 cup of Delulu, 1 cup of Delulu, a half a cup of show-upness, a half a cup of unapologeticness, 1 cup of passion, 1 cup of gratitude, and like a dash or a sprinkle of my secret ingredient, which is creativity. Period. Creativity. So creativity is like having consistency, but also having that childlike or kid-like mind that is unafraid to just like be you. Like let it go. Like just do you. Stop getting in your own head. I talk to so many people who get in their own head, and I'm guilty too, because anything I'm saying is definitely, like I said, this is an experiment that is for me, but it's also for our community as we grow. It's also for anybody who wants to join in on this whole little thing that I'm doing that just came out of nowhere, where I just need this. Like, some of us need this. Like, this might be the one key thing that you're missing, is just showing the up. You think you need hair, makeup, camera, what you really need is to show the up. That's why we making this soup tonight. This is a little cooking class on your skill set, just to check in and make sure that we are starting off on the right foot. I will be interested to know what is in your consistency soup. I might pose that question on my Twitter right now. Yeah, let's do it right now. And even if you watch the replay or you hear this on the podcast, the Hood to Hood podcast, when I chop this down, or if you watch this on the YouTube replay, I want you to go to my Twitter. My Twitter name is at Dr. Sean W, DrShonW, and we're going to put the question, what is in your hashtag consistency soup? 1 cup of Delulu. Y'all know what Delulu is. That means you gotta be a little delusional. When I wanted to be a dentist, I had to be a little delusional coming out of the hood, you know, without having a roadmap, guidance, money, sometimes nowhere to sleep, sickness. I had to be a little delusional to sometimes work 2 and 3 jobs. Y'all, my story go deep. It go a little deeper than that, but that's what I got a book for. That's what I got a book for. In my book, working on that too. You got to be a little delulu to do these type of things. This book that I have over here, I wrote this book during my transition from Meharry Medical College through my residency at Brooklyn Hospital Center, through when I first started my first associate jobs. Because I was so like delulu. I'm like, okay, I'm this dentist, I'm working, but where the money at? Like, I thought this was going to be a little different, because I'm still, like, struggling a little bit as a doctor. That's what I was thinking. So I'm like, I got to get more than one stream of income. And I started that journey, doing, like, day trading, just learning about different sources of income. And then this book, when my story went viral on Facebook, I started writing this book, because I'm like, wow, people really are interested in the story, to know how a child who mother passed when they were 8 years old, who they didn't even live with, raised by grandmothers, with custody battles, father, you know, having a substance abuse issue, not in the household, not a part of my life during those critical younger years. How you became a doctor, how you got through dental school, like, what? So people really became intrigued with that story. So that's why I started the Hood to Hood podcast. That's why I want to help people, help myself, and grow every single day. And be delulu about it. Show up even if you the only person in the room, guys. Remember that. 1 cup of passion. 1 cup of gratitude. Because you got to have some gratitude in your life. Like, even on your bad days, just show gratitude for just waking up and having an opportunity to be who you are, because you so dope. If nobody told you that today, you so dope. You so lit. Period. Like, what? Tell them stop playing with you. Half a cup of unapologeticness. A half a cup of show upness. Show upness, baby. I know I just made that up. And secret ingredients. We cannot forget our secret ingredient, guys. A dash of creativity. Because a little creativity can go a long way. You know how they say the mustard seed size faith? That's kind of like you need a mustard seed size of creativity. So a dash of creativity, and boom. This is consistency soup. All right.